Verstappen is starting from the front yet again, the 8th consecutive pole in his career, the 7th this season. Lando Norris alongside him on the front row, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz on the second row.
I'm going to make the most of the start. That's my best opportunity to make my life a lot easier. Avoid getting injured by this guy.
He's just telling me how he's going to get past you at the start, Mac.
Yeah, you can do that. It's not going to change my life. It's exciting. So
It's exciting. I'm sure he hates when I beat him. Maybe he didn't, but I hate when he beats me all the time and so easily as well. So hopefully that's not the case today.
19 cars on the grid, one in the pit lane in terms of Fernando Alonso. Green flag flies at the back of the pack. Norris in second, Verstappen on pole position. It's all ice to the lights and foot to the floor as we go racing at Imola, and it's an even start from the front two. Verstappen is going to have the inside line going into Tamburello. The two Ferraris side by side as well. Leclerc going around the long way, but into Tamburello. Verstappen with a clear view in front of him. Norris holds on to second. Little snap on the front end for Charles Leclerc in third. Sainz followed through. Then Oscar Piastri following suit. Sergio Perez further back in the second Red Bull, starting 11th as they make their way through the Villeneuve chicane, trying to pick off cars in front of him. He's managed to pick off Daniel Ricciardo already as they head into the left-hander of Toza, side by side for Stroll and the Ocon Alpine through Toza, side by side, running uphill now through the Piratella, downhill towards Acqua Minerale, and it's the Alpine that wins out on that battle.
Yeah, there, Norris gets that initial launch, but then Verstappen does manage to get the power down. Sainz got a better getaway than Leclerc. Had a little sniffer on the outside of Norris, thought better of it, backed out. Russell had a look as well at Piastri and backed out of that one.
Yeah, good luck, Carlos, with getting the switcheroo on that, but we'll see what Ferrari do.
Here we go then. The battle for fourth once again rages down towards Tamburello. Oscar Piastri chasing Carlos Sainz, who's forced to defend into the middle of the road through Tamburello. Bounces over at the curbs. Piastri not finding a way through there, and now just has to focus on sticking with Sainz as close as he can through this first sector. Perez trying to recover after his tough qualifying. Started 11th on the hard tire, going long into this race.
The trouble for, as we see Perez here heading down into the Ravazzas, are we going to see a lock-up? Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, he lost over 5 seconds with that mistake there, Harry, and that's going to cost him.
Onto the main straight, DRS will open for Charles Leclerc, who pulls out to the left-hand side. It's going to be side by side down towards Tamburello, but Leclerc with fresher tyres, the DRS, the toe, makes the move stick, is in front by the time he hits the brakes, and Piastri now here for the party to get past Perez. Manages to carry a lot of speed out of Tamburello down towards Villeneuve. He's going to have the inside line. Perez doesn't fight that one too hard. Nice move and a quick move as well. Sainz comes into the pits, then hits his marks. Well, he'll be hoping to hit his marks perfectly as the team get to work changing tyres. First pit stop for the Spaniard, out in 2.7 seconds. Verstappen goes through, retakes the lead of this race. Hamilton also in. We haven't seen if he did have a bit of an off or not, but certainly was going a bit slow at one point on the track. Leclerc goes through. Piastri goes through on Sainz, who pits out. Will he keep in front of George Russell, who's coming through now? Yes, he does, but Russell has closed right up to the back of Carlos Sainz, who feeds out in 6th.
Tsunoda, finally, does he get past Logan Sargent?
That is a fantastic move from Yuki Tsunoda. Wonderful. This was going to be a test for Tsunoda's patience, and he made it work. And then just as Tsunoda got through, Hülkenberg's going to go around the outside of Villeneuve on Sargent as well. Perez into the pits, hits his marks. Quick change from the Red Bull mechanics, and they send him back on his way.
As he's going to pop the rear wing open and get this push. It feels like when you get the DRS, you got the slipstream effect. He should have an extra 25 kilometers an hour and breeze past the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg there into Tamburello.
Hülkenberg not fighting that one. too hard. So how easy or not is Tsunoda going to make this? Perez is in the quicker car on the fresher tyres. DRS for Perez as well. Tsunoda moves to the inside, slots in behind Perez. By the time they get into the braking zone of Tamburello, Perez now through and up into 8th. Lando Norris has been taking time out of Verstappen last lap around, 8/10 quicker than the leader.
So it's like Norris's tyres have sort of come back alive here. Max, perhaps, running at a consistently fast pace, has taken more.
The main losses to Lando, turn 2, turn 6.
Yeah, my tyres don't work, mate.
Just information, Max, that's all.
Yeah, same for me.
Verstappen is complaining about it.
I see. Oh, good. I'm pushing, mate.
As Lando Norris continues to pump in the lap times. In fact, you can see Norris on the main straight, hunting him down. Leclerc is a further 4 seconds adrift. The battle for the win here in Imola is well and truly on.
8/10 on the last lap, and as a driver where you could see the car you're catching, you could see the car getting closer and closer to you, the motivation just goes up.
Can he let me by? Even more stupid.
That was Yuki Tsunoda, I think. He's having a bit of a rant out there. Tsunoda currently running in 10th place. If he could keep this sort of time advantage up on the next 2 laps, and then it'll be a 3-lap battle for the end of this race. How he is, he gets a snap of oversteer coming out of the Tamburello chicane.
I think that gave us a jolt in the commentary box. It probably would have given Lando Norris a bit of a jolt, and on the exit as well of Villeneuve, just runs slightly wide, manages to keep his foot planted, but would have lost a little bit of time.
Battery is almost empty.
If we want to top up the battery, it'd be mode 7, Max. But you will clip more in
So
mode
Max
7.
having to do all the work.
Yeah.
If he gets this race win, just like getting qualifying yesterday, Karun, it'll be down to his brilliance, won't it?
This is where you get the DRS detection point, which determines whether Norris will have it, and he hasn't got it. Look, the gap comes to 1.0, but I think through the detection point, it was still just outside, so I don't think he's going to get it on this lap. But starting the final lap of the Grand Prix, Harry.
63 laps gone in a blink of an eye. One final lap to settle the winner of the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
Verstappen chasing his 59th win. The crowd are being entertained here. Norris, now this is it. Into the chicane. Does he launch it over the curb? Try and get closer as they get to the Ravazzas.
The only opportunity, if there is one, will come in the form of a mistake for Max Verstappen, who has had to work hard all race long. Started on pole position, managed the gap, but Norris fighting in the McLaren, closing up to the back of Verstappen within a second, but it's not going to be enough. Max Verstappen makes it 3 wins in Imola. Lando Norris pushes him hard to the line, will have to settle for second, and Charles Leclerc, to the roar of the Tifosi, gets onto the podium for Ferrari and rounds out the top 3.
Mate, had to work for that. Woo!
Driver of the day as well, mate.
1 or 2 more laps, sir. That's all I needed. Well done, guys. Oh, it's frustrating not to win. Feels a bit more painful now.
As the bubbles get sprayed, it was a slow burner, but in the end, the fight in Imola came alive for the win between Lando Norris hunting down Max Verstappen. But in the end, it went the way of Max Verstappen, who notches up another win in his Formula One career, his 3rd win around this Imola track.